Howdy, folks. We're talking a little bit here about the lab exercise for this week. Please note the dates did shift by a day because we moved our weeks from starting on a Tuesday, ending on a Monday, to starting on a Wednesday, ending on a Tuesday, so that stuff was never due on a holiday, thanks Memorial Day and 4th of July. I did bump out our initial post and reply dates here. So you've got till Saturday, 11:59 p.m. to get your first post in, and then please reply by Tuesday, 11:59 p.m. So for this lab, we're going to essentially post our Java code, and then we're going to ask a classmate to review it for formatting and syntax, and are we naming things properly. Just trying to get that idea of let's get some peer feedback here. This process is actually very useful out in the industry, process of peer review. Now, it's not just for do we name things properly, right? It's to look at other things in our code. But at this point, it's a pretty basic application here, and I think all of you will get it right the first time. But if you do notice errors like with how they're calculating it, please point that out as well. It doesn't just have to be their names. So we're just going to ask the user to enter 5 values. We're going to determine the smallest, the largest, the average, and the population standard deviation, and then display those. And we're also going to display the values with 3 decimal places of precision using that number formatting. Right, to find the smallest and largest, a little hint here. So assume the first one is the smallest and the largest. So you need extra variables for storing these things here. And then as a new number is entered, if it's larger than the largest, we need to have a new largest. If it's smaller than the smallest, we have a new smallest. Right? The average is just add them all together and divide by 5. And then for population standard deviation, it's a little bit more involved. You're going to take each value and subtract the average from it, and then square that result. Right? Take it to the power of 2. Then you're going to sum all those squared results together and divide by the number of values, 5 in this case. The square root of that sum then is the population standard deviation. So first you need the average, take all the 5 numbers, right, each of them one at a time, subtract the average from it, square that result. Add those all together, divide by the number of values, and then take the square root of that value, that sum, will be your population standard deviation. So for your reply, please check your classmates' code, make sure they're following our proper variable naming conventions, and on the other, if you find any other errors, and I don't expect any, don't chew on that, baby. Don't chew on that cord. All right, look at this cute face. Look at this. How can you say no to this sweet little face here? But she is chewing cords all over the place because Daisy is naughty. Daisy, you're naughty. All right, yeah, naming conventions, anything like that, please leave some constructive feedback. If everything looks great, that's fantastic. But if you're confused about names, if you think it could be better, please point that out as well. So what I would not like to see is like variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4, variable 5, like SD for standard deviation, those sorts of things. Right? Use nice, meaningful names so that we can see what it is when we read your code. But if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks, folks.